What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome to Tech to Cop, where I recommend practical and cool tech for you to cop. On this video, I'm going to talk through a bunch of different lighting products that has really elevated my YouTube game from janky to not so bad. I've gotten a couple comments, so I'm happy to address these in this video. First product I'm going to start with is the SmallRig P96 LED video lights. I have two of these, so one is right here and one is right here. So I use one as my secondary lighting source at a 45-degree angle. And the second one I just use for product lighting and just I keep it around. These are great because they're cheap. So it's about less than 20 bucks for one of these. So you can get two for 40 and use them as your entire camera setup if you're on a really tight budget. But what I don't like about them is just the build quality is a little low. Like if you turn it too many times, it starts to like kind of come apart. And the charging. So it is USB-C charging, but the problem with that is it's USB-C to USB-A. So that can be annoying when you have a bunch of fast chargers and you plug it in and you think it's charging and then you come back and it's still dead. So that's a little bit annoying, but for the price, you can't complain too much. You can attach to any cold shoe. You can use a 1/4-inch thread attachment. It can actually change color, so from like a warm light to a very cold light, and you can adjust brightness. So, I mean, for less than 20 bucks, nothing to really complain about. These are the SmallRig P96 LED lights. All right, so the next product, I'm actually using it as we speak. So I'm looking at the camera that's being held up by the Neewer 77-inch camera tripod / monopod. And yeah, I'll show you the unboxing and what that product looks like. I've never really bought tripods before, so this is my first one of some good quality that I'm buying. I like it. I see people online spending hundreds of dollars on tripods. I don't get it yet. Maybe I'm not just there yet in my content creator experience, but I love this tripod. It's pretty great. I will notice when I was setting it up yesterday, literally one of the legs actually came off and it's not the monopod leg. So it has a monopod, which means one of the legs screws out and you can use it as like a solo mounting attachment in case you're like a photographer and you just need to hold it in one spot and take your photo and be on the move. But it was a whole nother leg that came off. So that was more of like a quality issue. I'm probably gonna reach out to Neewer about that. But other than that, it's a quality setup. It turns smoothly, much better than what I was doing beforehand. All right, so the next product, you can actually see it behind me. So I have a bunch of lighting behind me. I have that thing, I have the pink light behind me, but then there's also a blue cast around the cabinet behind me on all sides. So that is actually the Govee RGBIC LED strip. I don't know what the IC stands for in RGBIC. This thing is actually 10 bucks on Amazon. I think it might be 14 bucks now. I purchased it when it was on sale for $10. I gave one to my brother-in-law and I kept one myself. If you're in a tight budget, this is something that I just bought because why not? And it actually provides a nice cool glow behind the desk. I have a white background behind me, so for anything to make it a little bit more animated, all for it for 10 bucks. The best part about them, not just the price, but it can actually be controlled by the app. So I can pull up my app on my iPad or my phone. I can change it in one part of the strip or all the strip. For 10 bucks, what more can you ask for? Next up is the most expensive light by far, but it's well worth it. It's the Amaran 60XS. So it's actually right here. This is the main light I'm using as my key light. And just to show you how much of a difference it makes in the setup, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. So this is with it on, and this is with it off. And so you can clearly see it makes a really big difference. This is kind of cool, but I don't think many of you would watch this video, which is why I keep it on. And I turned it back up a lot higher than it was. I think it was originally at 25%. It's now at 38%. But I kind of like the way it looks, so I'm going to keep this. So this light, it's $200 on sale for around $150 depending on the time of year you buy it. I also have it attached to the next product, which is the softbox. So the softbox attached to my Amaran 60XS is the Neewer 22-inch octagon softbox. So I will show you the unboxing and putting together of these lights in a second, but I do have it with a grid attached to really keep the light focused and not to spill on the background. If it did do that, this whole thing would be washed out and you wouldn't really see the pink and the blue behind me. You would just see a white light. So very powerful light. Like I said, it was on 25% a second ago, 38% now, but you could only imagine if I turned this up to 100%, it would be not enjoyable to watch because it's too bright. So great light, super happy with it. I have it mounted directly onto my desk. Only thing I would change is it is a little bulky. As soon as I bought this, Amaran came out with the Amaran Verge Max, which probably has the same power output capacity, but it is paper thin. And it's all white, just like my desk. Other than that, I love this light, going to keep it, going to use it for many different things. Even if I upgrade to the Verge Max, I'll still use this in my setup, maybe for top down. So fantastic key light, highly recommend it as probably your entry-level professional lighting setup for content creators. If you're not ready to make the investment for the Amaran 60XS just yet, you can still go with some of the cheaper options I recommended earlier. You can buy the SmallRig P96s. You can get 2 of these just like I did. And you can actually buy a cheaper set of tripods from Amazon. I purchased the eMart 7 feet light stands. They even come with their own ball heads, but I didn't like the quality of those, so I purchased an additional set of ball heads from Ulanzi that were really quality. And so you get a light stand that does the job, a really great ball head at the top, and lighting. Not the most powerful lighting, but if you're in a super dark room and it's just you filming yourself, this will do the job. It's really lighting that makes a YouTube video. Cameras are pretty much all really good nowadays. I'm actually filming this on my iPhone 15 Pro Max and it's 4K, and you probably wouldn't notice, but it's really lighting that makes the difference. Now, a second ago I did mention that the Amaran 60XS is mounted directly to my desk, and at the beginning of the video I did show you that these lights are also mounted to my desk. And if you're wondering how I'm doing that, I'm using the Neewer overhead camera rig. I have 2 of them. They come with one strong stand that extends 2 or 3 different levels, and they also come with arms that really bend out from the sides. So it allows you to maybe mount a light and then camera and move it around to different places. Having 2 of these gives me maximum flexibility as I'm creating. Now we get into some of the fun stuff. If you're wondering what's creating the pink light behind me, it is actually the Neewer RGB light wand. So this thing is super bright. It's USB-C chargeable. It can go from red to every other color in the light spectrum. It can do about 15 different kind of animations, from cops lights to strobes to TVs to just bright lights. And my favorite feature is it's actually magnetic. So it has a really strong magnet here. So when I'm storing away my little content creation desk, I can just put this on the side on the metal arms and it just sticks there till I need it. So really great, really flexible, and strong output. Next is probably the light that sticks out the most. It's actually going to be the RGB light behind me, which is the Govee RGB light stand. Now I got 2 of these on Prime Day for about 60 bucks. I think they're probably double that price normally. I got 2 of them, they looked amazing. I put them behind me and my wife took them and put them in the living room. So now I've taken one back and hopefully I'll get the other one back soon. These are similar to the RGB light strip behind this cabinet. You can control it from the app. You can change it to any color you want and even select sections and create animations. So really love this. I actually have this and the other one on a timer and on Alexa control. So I can just tell it to turn on the living room lights or telling it to turn on the gaming lights. And depending on how I group them in the different rooms, it'll turn them on. So really great touch. And in the future, as I really automate this YouTube setup, I'm gonna get probably a docking station that has a Stream Deck attached, and I'll be able to click one button and turn on all my YouTube lights, including my key light, and turn on everything at the same time and be ready to record in one button. And finally, probably the most interesting light I have is the light right behind me, which is actually the Ulanzi smart clock. It doesn't show the time, but it does show my active live YouTube followers. Currently I'm sitting at 47, so hopefully this video provides you with some value, some tools, some tricks, and I have links in the bio for every product I talk about today. So help me get that number to 100 by the end of December. Thank you so much for watching, and tune in next time.